tell me about the house and heating and electricity. You had heating and electric?
No, we didn't have any heating in the house. It was heated with wood stoves and fireplaces. We never used the fireplaces too much. We had electricity, but we didn't get, I think it was sometime in the early 40s, my father bought a gas stove to cook on, and it was bottled gas.
Yeah.
Now, otherwise, we had a cook stove in the kitchen, and that's where we spent most of the winter nights, just sitting in the kitchen, listening to the radio, reading the paper, or whatever.
Now you had electricity to power the radio.
Yes, we had electricity. We didn't have we didn't have any indoor plumbing.
No city water either.
No, not at the time. No, no. And what happened was we had the privy was back in this area, and we'd go out the back door, and we had a big grape arbor. I guess it was probably about 12 feet long or something, and we'd go down that path every night before we went to bed. And then we had chamber pots under each bed.
Now let's walk in that direction, because Mrs. Deemer told me that they used to have a swimming pool over here. And there's this ruins, or this, not hole, but this area. I thought it was just groundhogs, but I wonder if it's left over from either the swimming pool or your privy.
It could have been, but that would have been, let's see here. I think the house.
The house was right there.
Yeah, well, the privy was, yeah, that could be it there. That could be part of it, yeah.
There's a hole of some kind, and there's another hole over there and some stones, and we just filled them in when we were cleaning up here.
Yeah, this could be the area, because we'd come out the back door and we'd walk down through here. And that could be it. Yeah.
And your wells were over there somewhere, so that was pretty far away.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you had a path, and there's the picture we'll show, which led straight down through the trees, and I guess there wasn't a path here, and this was all fields.
Yeah, this part here was all what
truck garden.
The truck patch, and my father or my mother had some flower gardens over in this area here, and then of course the pasture field came up, and that went all the way to the railroad tracks.
So right now it's pretty looking down toward the marsh. Did you get down to the marsh in that area much at all?
Oh yeah, we used to go down there and fish. You know, just
catfish,
little sunfish and stuff like that were in there, perch. And like I say, at that time, and then of course that marsh was loaded with muskrat and ducks. My father would go duck hunting, and we'd have duck for maybe a couple days a week. And we did have muskrat. It was, I ate it then, but I don't think I would now. But he did very well with it. He would trap the rats, and he'd bring them up to the, like I said, to that root cellar, and he would skin them. And then he had these stretchers where he pulled the hide up, hung them up to dry.
Yeah.
And then he would take the rat itself, and my grandfather would take them to market. And at that time, they were selling for like 3 of them for a quarter or something like that. Now they sell for more than that. Yes. But people bought them, and then once a year, just before Christmas, my father would call a guy about the hides. His name was Sklut, and he would come over, and my father would take all of the furs out of the basement, and they had them on a pile, and they would pick each one up individually, and the guy would run his hand inside and feel the fur, and he'd say $2. And my father would grab it out of his hand, and he'd say, "Hell no, I'm not selling you that for $2." And he'd throw it over, and they would go on back and forth for 2 or 3 hours, just bickering back and forth over 25 cents or 50 cents or whatever, until he got close to what he wanted. And he'd sell maybe 100 of them or something like that.